Hello YouTube, today I'll be doing a video review of Civilization V's new DLC called The Brave New World, which is a phenomenal DLC. It primarily focuses on the mid and late gameplay development, which a lot of people were saying that it was somewhat lacking. I personally thought that, after the God and Kings expansion came out, there's just so much focus on the first part of the game that the second half, I wish there was a little bit more done to it. And this is the remedy to it. So with this DLC, you get 9 new civs, which is always cool, getting new civs. Played a couple of them already. And you also get a whole bunch of new world wonders, which is cool. You get a new added feature called tourism, which affects your cultural victory. And the buildings you create and the great people that are born into your civilization, if you want to, have them create a great work, you can put them in slots in a lot of these buildings, and increases not only your culture, but it increases your tourism as well. Also, later on in the game, you can research archaeology, where these sites of antiquity, I think that's what they're called, pop up all over the map. Sort of like how when you research certain technologies, certain mineral deposits will be all over the place. But with this one, it's a archaeological site that you can go send. Once you build an archaeologist, you can go send them out, and you have a couple options there where one of them is you can make a landmark, another one is you can send the artifact back to a city that you control and boost your culture and tourism output, which I usually do that one. But the main thing that I like about this is that it greatly improves the trade system, because I always felt that when you have all these cities in your empire or civilization, whatever, it's I feel like I wanted more than just connecting the roads and having just having gold automatically set at a certain thing that you just earn or whatever for having a trade route. And then also you have faster troop movements, which is always nice. But I think that with the addition of the trade caravans and the cargo ships, it adds a lot of interesting things that you can do, such as what I usually do is I build a new city that, let's say it might not be in a location where there's a lot of farmland. I'll send a whole bunch of trade caravans, loaded with food or whatever, and greatly increase the growth rate of that city. And I do that for most of my cities, just increase the growth rate so I have a very efficient use of the tiles in the city, and I like that a lot. And also, you can go trade with other civilizations. If they have technology that you don't have, you actually get a science output sent back to you. But usually, when I start, building trade caravans, I'm usually maybe anywhere from one to maybe one or second or third place out of the civilizations in the game when it comes to like technology. And it also with the trade caravans, you can also spread the religion. So they can spread it back to you, and it's just you can get a lot more gold, and it makes it a lot more enjoyable not having to worry about unit maintenance later on in the game. And another thing that I thought was interesting, that was a new addition to it, was ideologies, which is not really new, but I mean the names aren't new because it's order, Autocracy, and freedom, which were already in the game beforehand, but it's just basically their own branches now, where you pick one later on in the game. The thing is, once you either get to 3 factories or you reach I want to say like the modern era, and once you reach that one of those two, you basically pick an ideology, and based on your ideology, it affects your diplomacy with other countries. It affects your what else? Oh, and then you have a lot of perks as well, which is always and always beneficial to you. So then I think the last thing I'll talk about is the World Congress. Well, no, probably the second from last thing I'll talk about is the World Congress, which is a new feature where I think it's once every civilization. Once you meet it's either one of the two. If you meet every civilization, you're the one who hosts a new World Congress. Or if you research, I want to say like the printing press is when you unlock the World Congress. Now, you basically vote on a whole bunch of resolutions, and You have delegates, so with these delegates, each civilization gets 2 delegates, and then depending on how many city-states you have as allies, you also get an extra delegate based on that. I think there's a world wonder that you get as well that adds a couple delegates, but I'm pretty sure there is. And so this also is a great, new feature that affects your diplomacy, which is good. But the one thing I sort of don't like about it is that everybody gets I guess 2 delegates, but I wish it was somewhat be based on how many people you have. I mean, it's still a great DLC, and that's the World Congress is a cool concept. But I mean, if you control like 3 continents or whatever, and there's a civilization that is about to be, it has like 2 cities and they're about to be conquered, I just don't think that they should get the same amount of voting as this civilization. But other than that little mild annoyance, I like it because you can influence other civilizations. You can have a lot of added benefits if you can influence enough people to vote your certain way. There's this one resolution where if you have every world wonder that you have adds like, I think it's like 2 happiness, which if you have like a whole bunch of world wonders, that's great. And and then the scenarios. There's 2 scenarios in the game. One is Scramble for Africa. The other one is the American Civil War. I have not played those yet, but I will get to that pretty soon. And if I had to rate this game, or the DLC, I'll give it a 9 out of 10. And thanks for watching. Comment below. Tell me what you thought about the new DLC, and have a nice day.